Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Chris. I wanted to do something a little bit different on today's video. I thought it would be fun to share with you some of my go-to fragrances in particular situations. In other words, situational perfumes. I've seen a couple other content creators do the same and I thought it would be fun. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Because I'm covering a lot of different situations, I have a lot of perfumes to cover. So I may not go into great detail. But with that, let's dive in. All right, I'm really kind of excited. I have two big baskets of perfumes to go over. And since we just got out of summer, I'm gonna go over some perfumes I wear in one of my favorite summer activities, and that is weddings. And since they are fun and happy, I like to wear perfumes that similarly are fun and happy. And to me, happiness in a bottle, sunshine in a bottle, usually comes down to Orange Blossom and Neroli for the summertime. And my go-to wedding fragrances or fragrances to wear to a wedding are Orange Blossom and Neroli. So for the past 2 years, it's been these two beauties right here. Solar Blossom by Mise en Serre, which used to be fairly easy or easier to find. Now it's a lot harder to find, which saddens me because this is a 10 out of 10 Orange Blossom in my collection, and that's saying a lot because I have a lot of Orange Blossom perfumes. Basically, this is a perfect Orange Blossom vanilla perfume that's it just smells like sunshine, white flowers. There are other white flowers in here. I get a little hint of a jasmine, but Orange Blossom, maybe a little bit of Neroli, and vanilla, but the vanilla isn't too sweet. This is nothing like Love Don't Be Shy. This is going to put you in the ballpark, but with the sweetness significantly toned down. I actually think that Love Don't Be Shy was just a little too sweet for me, particularly in the hot weather. And so this is my absolute go-to. I'm still hoping that it was just a fluke, that all of a sudden it got really, really hard to find. A lifer for me, one of my favorite perfumes in my collection. Another one is Eau Fèminin by M. Micallef. This is a greener take on that Orange Blossom Neroli. It's got a little bit of pédigrain, which is basically the distilled leaves and twigs and woody part of the orange blossom tree. So it's a little bit green. It's a little bit more bitter, but there is like an ambery sweetness here in the dry down, which kind of takes care of that little bit of a green bitterness in the opening. Absolutely beautiful. One of my most complimented perfumes when I wear it. And a new pickup for me, you know, I don't need all these Orange Blossom Neroli perfumes, but I just can't help it because they make me so happy and I love to wear them in the summer. One of my newest pickups is Neroli Oranger by Maitre Premier. This is a perfect example of a simple perfume that's absolutely beautiful. A perfume does not have to be complex, take you on this big wild ride to be, you know, fantastic. This is a simple perfume. Orange Blossom, Neroli, a few other things. It doesn't have the vanillic sweetness or the ambery sweetness of the two other ones. It has a little bit of a lightness to it. It wears more lightly for an Orange Blossom Neroli. So it just has this beautiful kind of the scent trail and scent bubble that is noticeable and present, but not overwhelming. So this is a great fragrance to wear if you're going to be inside because you're not going to overwhelm people. And one of my pet peeves is somebody wearing a super heavy perfume at dinner. And this is not going to do it. So for a summertime wedding, these are my go-tos. Whenever I know I'm going to be around a lot of people and usually more of a social or perhaps a sporting situation, and I'm going to be around these people for a long time, I don't want to overwhelm them. I personally want to smell good and maybe only be detected when someone comes right next to me or maybe gives me a hug. And I actually have my go-tos for that. My main go-to, particularly when my kids were doing sporting events, and I was always going to sporting events, many of them which were indoors, like swimming, volleyball, that kind of a thing. My go-to is a Jo Malone. That is like the perfect perfume in that type of situation. And this is not my first bottle. This is Wood Sage and Sea Salt, but this was my go-to. I wasn't going to offend people, and the only time you were going to smell me is literally if you got right next to me or gave me a hug. This is such a great perfume. I don't think this will ever go out of style. It's a beautiful, fresh, salty, musky perfume with a little bit of an aromatic touch. It's got a little bit of sage, but this is just so perfect for me. It's clean, it's classic, and it is very versatile. In that same category, but more so in the spring, is Wild Bluebell. I don't go with this one. I don't tend to wear this one as much. This one, Wood Sage and Sea Salt, is always my go-to, but this is a good backup. It's another kind of fresh, green, dewy musk with a little bit, like a splash of peach. There's a peach in there, but to me, the notes combine. I get a teensy bit of a watermelon vibe. So it works perfectly, particularly in hotter weather. And the third one in that situation, particularly, I don't know, when I'm going somewhere, an outdoor event that needs to have a little bit more of a presence, or maybe I want more of a presence, is Musk Therapy. This is my go-to outdoor event when I want to smell good. This is just such a good, fruity, floral musk. Oranges and black currant, a little hint of a white flower in the background. This one has terrific lasting power. I absolutely love it, and good in absolutely any situation. So these are my go-tos when I'm going to be at some sort of event, indoor or outdoor, and I want to smell good. Okay, before I move on to the next activities, I get a lot of questions about what I put on my lips. And I've actually kind of whittled down my makeup and hair routine significantly. It saves me so much time. Pulling my hair back like this literally saves me an hour, so I like to do it. But my lip, it's always just a lip liner and gloss. I don't even use lipstick anymore. And this lip liner is from Sephora. It's the Rouge Gel lip liner. They're very, very affordable. And this one is in Bad Apple. That's what I'm wearing. And I always put a Pat McGrath lip gloss on top of it. I think I have 8 of them. I don't know if they make this color anymore. And this one is, oh my gosh, they make these names microscopic. Bronze Venus. So that's my combination for today, and I'm actually wearing Pat McGrath eyeshadow. She is the queen, in my opinion. All right, if you know me, you know I love to go hiking. I'm a hiking girl. Ever since I shattered my leg in a really bad ski accident, I switched over to hiking, and I've been really happy with it. But yeah, I'm one of those strange perfume ladies that likes to match my perfume to my activities, thus the video. And I like to smell like the woods when I'm gonna be in the woods. It's a thing. If you know, you know. 2 of my current favorite woody perfumes, and one that was my hiking perfume for the longest time, is Milky Musk. I absolutely adore this perfume. This is another lifer for me. This is that beautiful, oh, I could smell this all day, chipped wood. This smells like fresh wood chips. It's fresh, and it's bathing in kind of this musk. So a little bit of freshness. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some citruses in here, just a little. But this is just a perfection sandalwood, in my opinion. It's just wonderful. Now, another perfect woody perfume. This is different, but such a gorgeous woody perfume is this one called Cri Du Kalahari. This to me is walking in the woods. This is not the forest. This is not like soil and damp leaves on the ground. This is dry woods. This is cedar, sandalwood, green patchouli, and a little bit of spices like pepper. I've told this story before. I wore this to work one time because I was so excited when I first got it. And one of my coworkers, I've worked with her forever, stepped into my office and would sneeze every time she entered my office. And we were like, I mean, she works with me every day. She doesn't do that. And we were like, what's going on? And we figured out it was my perfume, and come to find out she's actually allergic to woods. I'm sure it's not the same mechanism, but it smells exactly like the woods. And therefore, I didn't wear it again. But 2 beautiful perfumes, my 2 favorite perfumes to wear when I'm going to be hiking or on a long walk, and I just love them. Now, the next category is a little bit controversial. Every time I mention something about wearing a perfume to the gym. I always get, you know, some comments. And listen, I don't love it when people wear a lot of fragrance to the gym or like a class where you're smashed together. There's nothing worse than that except severe, like musty clothes and heavy body odor. That's terrible. So I'm very aware about that. But what I do like to do, I like to maybe, especially in the cold weather, spray my jacket with something, maybe get to the class, I'm gonna take off that jacket, or wear something so light, almost like a second skin, that only I'm probably going to wear it. Something that smells fresh and light, and it's always the same thing. It's always. It is a molecular perfume for me. I have several. I think I have 6 of these from Escentric Molecules. Shockingly, the one I don't have is Molecule 01. I will eventually get that, although I don't really feel like I need it. But I have so many, and my go-tos have been, as you can tell, I have a huge perfume collection, and this was new from early this year, I think, or the end of last year, I can't remember. And I have a huge dent in it, and this is Escentric 01. This is fresh and woody. I think this is Molecule 01, which is ISOE Super, and it just has some zing to it. It's got some pep. It's got some pepper, a little bit of red pepper. I think there's a little bit of citruses, and maybe a touch of florals. It just smells so good. It's light and refreshing and just very soft. Someone might smell me maybe just a hair as I walk by, and that's it. It almost smells like your clean skin, but better with a little bit of, you know, some pep. A new one I just picked up is Escentric 02. This is, it's Ambroxan. I was shocked. I didn't even look up the notes when I got it because I'm sensitive to some Ambroxans in perfume, and I know I can pick out Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume, across the room. Some people go anosmic. My daughter had a bottle of that. I could literally smell her across the house. And she would say, Mom, I don't smell anything. I could smell her. So you're either anosmic to it or not. I am not anosmic to it. So I was kind of surprised that this one was Ambroxan because it smells a little bit different. I have a feeling they might have snuck in some other things. It's a little bit fresher. It's a little bit brighter. It's not as musky and woody. Very nice still. Light wearing. And I'm going to show you one perfume that I wear that I don't necessarily recommend you getting. So this one is kind of along the same lines. This is Musc Noir by Trussardi, and I think this, I don't know the names. This smells like Juliet Has a Gun, but without the harsh edges. There's just something in Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume, that isn't my favorite. It's just a little bit too musty. I get something musty in there. This is super, super similar without that mustiness. So it's got to be Ambroxan. It's softer. It's a little bit more powdery. And I think this has a little bit delicate hit of like a powdery iris. And when I first got this, I sprayed it on a jacket like I always do, a jacket that I'm going to wear when I'm out and about. Forgot that I put it on the back of a chair in my kitchen. And every time I would go in the kitchen, I was like, it smells like Juliet Has a Gun, but better. But I know my daughter's not here. She just went to college. I'm very sad. So what the heck is it? And I thought there was a sample laying around somewhere, and it didn't click. This was like 3 to 4 days. I could smell this on my jacket. So another one, you're probably going to go anosmic to. You're either like me or you're like other people, anosmic or not. I could smell this for days. So this is a kind of a perfect little bit your skin, but better when I'm out and about, and maybe I want to spray something on my jacket, something light. I'm not going to be crammed against anybody else because I don't wear a whole lot when that happens. And I just kind of want to smell like your skin, but better. These are my go-tos. Okay. The next situation is like a fancy event, dressed up, something similar or along the lines of a black tie. And there's something about black tie situations, you know, that little black dress, that dressed up but fancy little black dress, that always makes me go to amber. I've just always gone to an amber perfume in that situation. My current go-tos are the following. I kind of forgot about this baby Grand Soir, but it is a beautiful vanillic amber. aromatic perfume, very unisex. This smells so regal and classic and timeless. I get a hint of tobacco, and I mean a very slight hint, so maybe that. And I didn't love it at first. This one kind of grew on me, but I absolutely love it. When I wear this, I feel like $1,000,000. You only need 2 sprays and you're good to go. I mean, you could go to town, but you're going to be smelled before you enter the room. That's not always the way I want to present myself, but I get a teensy bit of tobacco. I don't know if tobacco is listed, or I think the notes are tonka. Maybe it is tonka, and tonka can smell like a lot of things in perfumery. One of those is tobacco. So subtle, beautiful, vanillic, deep, rich, vanillic amber perfume with a hint of lavender and a teensy bit of tobacco and other things. I just think it's so pretty. And I did have a fancy event that I went to. It was like a fundraiser for a hospital, and I wore that, and it was just so perfect. Another beautiful one is called Musc Des Sables. This to me is an amber perfume and not a musk perfume. This is a very classic powdery perfume. It almost has a slight vintagey touch. It has iris. It has a creaminess to it, but it also is very powdery, particularly in the dry down. It starts off creamy and then it is much more powdery in the dry down. It has a beautiful kind of like a vanilla patchouli, and to me this patchouli is very easy to take. It's not damp, it's not dark, it doesn't smell like dark earth. It's just quite beautiful, quite lovely, and every time I wear this, somebody tells me that I smell really pretty, and I'm always getting asked what it is. So Musc Des Sables is so beautiful in a situation where I get dressed up. And another good one that I really do love, maybe I've actually worn this twice to a more, elevated situation, is Ambre Rubris, or is this Amber? Ambre Rubris by Obligant, a nice old French perfumery. They came out with several in the newer lines, and every one I've tried I've liked. So you do have to like cherries to like this. This is a boozy cherry amber that does not smell like lost cherry. It has a darkness. There are dark fruits, of course, cherries, maybe other red berries, a beautiful amber, maybe a little bit of tonka. It has an elegance to it. There's something dressed up about it, and it's a little bit exotic, but not as exotic as something like a Duchesse. It's missing all the spices. It doesn't have the saffron, so it's a little bit more, mainstream. I would kind of put it in between Lost Cherry and Duchesse, somewhere along the lines. It's just quite beautiful. Black dress, red lip, beautiful when I want to get dressed up and have a perfume that matches the occasion. Okay, a big one for me is work. I can't go really ham at work. I like to wear something nice and elegant and classy and what I call polite. And a lot of that is not only choosing the correct perfume for that, but a lot of that is how you spray. At least 2 of these perfumes, you could completely offend somebody if you spray too much. But I think if you go lightly on the trigger, everything is about kind of walking that line, Anything in excess might not be too terrific, but my absolute go-to, 100%, is a Chanel perfume. I have a zillion. I have a lot of Chanel perfumes because I like the way they do perfumes. I like almost every single one of them. And my go-tos for work for the longest time was this one, Chanel Chance Eau Tendfe. This is my 3rd bottle. It was perfect. Everybody knows what it smells like. This is the Eau de Toilette. And I have a coworker who wears this, and I had a nurse who used to wear this. It's so light, so inoffensive. This is one of the happiest perfumes I have, and it is by far the perfume I compliment people the most in the community. When I smell somebody, it doesn't matter where they are. I remember being at a farmer's market, at Target, you name it, and I'll go up to someone and say, "You smell so good, what is it?" 9 out of 10 times, it is Chanel Chance Eau Tendfe. Another good work perfume that has a little bit of a maturity to it. It's a little, this one to me, anyone can wear it, but I do think, it's a little bit more youthful. One that's a little bit more serious is Gabrielle. This is the Essence. This one is you know, a dense floral with berries. I think this has a little bit of coconut. Honestly, I do not get that coconut. I mean, it's a Chanel perfume, so there's going to be florals, citruses. The florals are white. I get pretty white flowers, citruses, some fruits, a teensy bit. I think this has peach. Not too aldehydic. And I could not do the original Chanel Gabrielle. It just, listen, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't something I could personally pull off. There was something a little bit harsh about it. This one has more smooth edges. This has those harsh edges that smelled a little bit metallic. I don't know what the notes were, the citruses with the peach, with the florals, I'm not sure, but it just, you know, I could taste that something metallic every time I smelled it. Essence doesn't go that way for me, so I love it. Another great one, and I just added this to my collection. I fought buying this perfume forever because this perfume is worn so much in my community. I hear from everybody wears Baccarat 540, and for the longest time, nobody in my town wore Baccarat 540. I mean, I'm nobody. Now it's just starting to come around. Things take a while to get to the Midwest, but for the longest time, what all the other my friends were wearing or school moms were wearing, it was Coco Mademoiselle. And for that reason, I didn't buy it. It's not like I didn't think it smelled good, but I thought everybody else smells like that. I don't need it. You know, that's kind of silly. Just wear what you want. Wear what makes you happy. And I'm glad I waited because I got the new, the extreme version, the Eau de Parfum or Intense. This one is the one for me. Listen, if you have the original Coco Mademoiselle, you do not need the Eau de Parfum Intense. There's a lot of overlap. Just for me personally, I like this one a little bit better. It's got, you know, it's a little bit sweeter. I mean, listen, if you have the original Coco Mademoiselle, you do not need this one. There's a lot of overlap. But for me, the small differences that I can detect, I just personally prefer this one. First of all, Chanel does an orange patchouli to perfection. When you smell this, it's orange and patchouli, and just so recognizable. It's so beautiful. Nobody does that combo better. It's just a little bit denser and maybe a little bit more sweet, but it's a beautiful floral patchouli perfume that's classic and elegant, and I love it. And I wore it. I did a little test. I wore it to work the other day or last week. I can't remember if I sprayed 2 or 3 times. I was a little worried that I was going to, you know, be too much. I wanted to do something. I wanted to have something subtle, but not overwhelming. And Colleen, I talked about her all the time. She's like my work little sister, my little sister at work. We share an office with a sliding door, and I'm always going in and out and in and out. We're talking all day. She didn't even smell me. I'm like, Colleen, don't you like my perfume? She goes, I can't even smell you. And we were about 5 feet from each other, but I could smell myself all day. So for me, that is the perfect work scent when you don't want to offend anybody. And another one is the original Chanel Chance. This is the Eau de Toilette, a patchouli pepper fragrance with some florals. Again, Chanel florals. This one got more citruses. This is more citrusy. This is more bright. This is light. And it's just a beautiful rendition. So those are my kind of go-to fragrances for work. I do have speaking of Chanel, I do have a go-to when I travel. When I'm going to be on a plane, I don't want to offend anybody. I want to smell fresh and clean. Nothing overwhelming. And my go-to for traveling has always been Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. This is my second bottle, I want to say. It took me a while to drain the first one. I wore my other Chanels more, but this is perfect. I have a little decant that I carry in my backpack. And this is just a great citrusy, woody perfume. And typically citrusy perfumes don't last forever, and that's fine. I don't care about longevity. I've always said that's not the deal breaker for me. It has to smell good. I don't mind kind of respritzing. But for a citrusy perfume or a citrus dominant perfume with some watery florals, I think this has like water hyacinth or something like that. This one lasts forever. It is a perfect fragrance for that type of situation. Another one I would call a white t-shirt perfume, but my traveling fragrance. Well, kind of speaking about traveling, when I travel, when I go down to Houston, I typically bring at my travel, I have a big travel size of this one, Creed Windflowers, because my mom likes this one. I wore it, I was testing it out one time, I wore it down to Houston, and my mom, who's notoriously picky Lori, said, "Oh, Chrissy, you smell so good. What is it?" And I was wearing Windflowers. Now, I used to think another reason I didn't eat Coco Mademoiselle, because I thought they were very similar, but when you wear them side by side, that's when the differences come out, particularly the Eau de Parfum Intense. This one doesn't list patchouli. I get patchouli in the dry down, but it's much more subtle. Instead of that patchouli orange, this one is much more floral, much more soft. This is much more musky and soft and light, and it has a beautiful peach sweetness and I think praline. So they would be in the same big ballpark, but it's very different, and I love to wear this traveling down to Houston. And that's when I take all my samples. When I'm traveling, I like to take some sample sets, but I wear this for my mom, Picky Lori, when I'm around the house, because she loves it. Okay, once again, I've talked, and I'm going to speed through the rest of them. What I found at the bottom of my little basket, I forgot about this perfume right here. This is from Infiniment Coty, and this is Matin De Jade. This would go in the situation like something dressed up, like a formal event in the summertime. I went to a nice fundraiser in the summertime, and I did not, it gets hot here in St. Louis in the Midwest, 90s on a really hot day. But it just, even if it's in the high 80s, it feels hotter with the humidity. So I can't be wearing a heavy amber perfume. No ma'am, no sir. And I went to one in the summertime. I wore this. It was perfect. Matin De Jade. This is just so pretty. It's fresh. It's a tea fragrance that's fresh and light and has some personality. It's got ginger. It's got a little bit of citruses, but not overwhelmingly citrus. It's just green and fresh and a little bit powdery in the dry down. Let me tell you, it was absolutely perfect. Matin De Jade. And I am a big fan of these travel sizes. And again, I'm planning on doing an entire review because I have all of the travel sizes. Where if I just had 72 hours in a day. Okay, this sounds really silly, but I'm doing this more because of the topic and it's fun. If I go to a baptism, there's only one perfume I'm going to wear. It's a no-brainer. Baptisma by Chapel Factory. This is so pretty. It's like a fresh, pretty, lemony. This reminds me of an angel. It's a very angelic perfume. It's lemon verbena and milky. Maybe it has a little bit of tea, but this smells like the lightest lemon verbena or lemongrass gelato that's just light and airy. It is whisper soft and one of the very few perfumes that I would wear in super, super hot weather. But I mean, hello, what else am I going to wear? I like to support my city. And when I say that, I like to, go to the zoo or donate to the zoo and the arts. And we enjoy going to the symphony and supporting our symphony. We don't live in a huge town like, New York or anything. So we really like to support the symphony. And there's one perfume that I always wear when I go to the symphony. It might be a little bit cliche, but it's called Lakmé by Roja. Now, Roja always has a million, gajillion, babillion notes. This is a floral perfume. This is a spicy floral rose. I get really rose. Maybe there's cardamom, lots of notes, but it's a beautiful, spicy rose with a lovely amber and delicate woods in the background. This is just the symphony to me, and I love it. And I did start wearing it more other than when I went to the symphony because I have this big, beautiful bottle. It was one of the fragrances I spent the most of my money on, so I wanted to wear it. But symphony, when I go to the symphony, I wear that one. So, controversial topic, going out to dinner. I'm going to show you the perfume that I wear going out to dinner right here. Nothing. I don't like to wear perfume going out to dinner. Public service announcement. If you want to single-handedly ruin, I know I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, ruin somebody's dinner, wear a heavy perfume. And I found that out. I've always been very delicate, but my sweet husband, Picky Pat, wore Janoon Oud. He loves that perfume. And he is an undersprayer like I am. I don't know what happened. He sprayed 2 or 3 times. That perfume literally ruined the nice dinner we had. I was choking in the car. I had the windows rolled down. I was gagging. I had a headache, and I just suffered through that entire meal. So it was a good learning experience, and I really don't feel like when I'm heading out the door, I usually don't wear perfume. What I've done though, I'm wearing these Neemat oils. I've talked a million times about vanilla musk. I've been through 3 bottles of that. But really good ones for wearing when you want to have just a gentle scent, like almost like you, but better. These Neemat oils are perfect. I either go for the white musk, or a beautiful one is the amber. So there's that. If I'm going to a party, like a holiday party, there's one perfume I always go for. One I've been talking about forever. This one doesn't get any airtime. Architects Club. This is a woody vanilla that the vanilla is non-gourmand. Lots of woods in here. And this one is very similar to Eau Tendfe, which I used to have. And I got rid of it because I didn't need both. I just like this one a little bit better. It's a little bit more citrusy. It's got like orange rind and a little bit of angelica. Man, this smells just so darn good. It's just beautiful. Lots of woods. I want to say just all the woods. I don't know. It's in here, Gaiac wood and sandalwood and maybe a little bit of cedar. Just beautiful. It's perfect. It wears lightly, so I'm not going to offend anybody, and I absolutely love it. And then I think the last one I'm going to go with is like in the summertime when I'm running errands, maybe to the grocery store, maybe I'm going to be out and about for an hour. I want something usually light. I usually wear my super affordable perfumes for that, like white t-shirt in the summertime, True Sardidana. This is great. It's like lemonade. It's like a floral lemonade with some fruits and a little bit of sweetness. And this is the Eau de Parfum and some sandalwood in the base. I just love it. It's such a great, I bought this perfume like 5-6 years ago, paid $30 for it. Another really fun one is Candy by Thomas Kazamala. It's almost has that like Baccarat 540 DNA without the sweetness. So, trade the sweetness, like that candied sweetness, with some fruits, tart fruits, strawberry, cherry, and you have Candy by Thomas Kazamala. I bought this right when it came out, and now you can get it for pennies, or you can get it much better on the discounter. And the one perfume that would go for any situation I just described, there's one perfume, and that is Lakmé Musc K. This is just so pretty. This could be my signature scent. Is it groundbreaking? No, it's a beautiful floral musk, fresh, clean floral musk, equal parts fresh, equal parts fresh, equal parts clean, with some beautiful flowers, iris, and it little teensy bit, and I mean a teensy bit of sweetness. It's just beautiful. Will put you in the ballpark of Glossier U or the one by 1014, and I am so embarrassed I'm blanking on it. I love that one too. It has some differences. That one's a little bit more woody, has a beautiful carrot note. It's more powdery. Lakmé Musc K goes in every situation, and I think I've got a few. Oh, another one. When I go on vacation, I always pick out a special perfume to bring, because when you come home and you want to smell like that vacation, particularly if it was a really nice vacation, spray the perfume, you're transported there. My special vacation to the East Coast is particularly Maine. I just brought this little sample, and it is called, oh my gosh, microscopic. It's called Narada, and I don't even think they list the name. Of course, I'll put the name of the company by Roque. I want to say Roque or Rook. This is so beautiful. This is a peppery, woody perfume, very unisex. Pat loved it, and I kind of babied it at the end. I'm going to get a full bottle because it's so pretty. It's a peppery, woody perfume with some sticky resins, and it just was perfect for me. And I will be getting a full bottle, so that was it. My perfumes, situational perfumes, fragrances I always go to when I'm going to be in a certain situation. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Sorry I went on and on and on. I just was kind of excited about this video. If you haven't done it already, let us all know down below what some of your situational perfumes are. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.